All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Going to cut the intro just a little bit short this evening. We have got a lot to get through. We will be making everything about as smooth a transition as we possibly can tonight to get through this stuff. But I have got somebody very special that we want to talk to while we're sitting here watching these guys run their practice. Let me get him in here, get his level checked out. He is a multi-time USAC champion, an all-star circuit of champions champion, Sprint Car Hall of Fame inductee, and basically a legend in the dirt racing community, Jack Hewitt. Jack, are you there, sir?
I'm here.
All right, buddy. Well, it is an absolute honor to have you on the show with us here tonight in our pre-race show before the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series kicks off. You and I had spoken just briefly about whether you've been paying attention to the sim racing stuff, and it seems like you're pretty up on what has been going on. Said you'd watch some of the NASCAR stuff. Man, tell us what you think about the sim racing stuff right now.
Well, I just think it's a fantastic deal. You know, I was thinking about it during the break here a little bit, and waiting to come on. And my good friend, Tommy Worth from out in Tulsa, he was one that helped build the simulators for their real-life airplanes, you know, the fighters and even the 727s and all that stuff. And, you know, if you can get your pilot license in the daggone simulator and be legal to fly a plane and never leave the ground, then these guys are actually learning more in these cars than what they realize.
Yeah, and you know that's something that a lot of people don't notice is that these guys, short of the feel in the seat of your pants, basically. I mean, this is probably about as close as it gets, and I don't know if you've ever sat. I know you know Tim Nichols at Tim Sims. I don't know if you've ever sat in one and tried them out, but I mean the immersion in it is pretty deep. You can really get into it pretty much.
Absolutely, I tried. And probably that's why I never got in it deeper. My boy can get in there and he fly, but but I'm a little man. I can't learn all this stuff. And I look like a monkey on a football when I get in that thing.
Well, you know, we can teach old dogs new tricks, sir.
I know, and I'm not a bit. That's why I watch these other kids now, and the only thing it is you're not allowed to cuss probably on this show, but when they hit the wall. In this deal, they hit that reset button. When they get in a real race car and hit the wall, they're going to find out it's a little bit different.
Yeah, the expense especially is a considerable amount different. I spent some time in a race car myself, and I do know how expensive it can be, especially when you're out there running into everything. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your career and have you tell us, how did you get started? What attracted you to racing, and how did you get started racing? And I know it's been a while, but, everybody may not know your entire backstory. I'm one who's gone and researched it, so I have a lot more knowledge than some people. But tell us a little bit about your racing career.
See, my dad started racing when he was 15 at Shady Bowl Speedway in DeGraff, Ohio, in a roadster. And from there, we took off, and his brothers, Uncle Dick, Danny, Delmer, and Grandpa even raced a little bit in the old stock car days. Dad was the first one to ever go around Eldora Speedway in a race car. He went up there through the week, and Earl had the track cut out, and so Dad was the first one ever to go around Eldora Speedway. And my dad was racing when I was born, so you always want to be like your dad, and of course, and so we wanted to be a racer, and a lot of kids want to be like their dad growing up. And fortunately, I got to follow in Dad's footsteps, And I think after I got out of the Army, I got drafted in 71. I got out in 73. And my friend Mike Laughlin, Froggy, we called him and I went and bought a race car. Pete Wetzel sponsored us, and the rest is kind of history.
Your first win, tell us your first win, your feelings then, knowing that, this is something that you thought you could do as a career. With that win?
Well, I don't know which. My first feature, I started in the end of July of 1973, and they had a race up at Findlay, and that was probably in October maybe back then, and it was snowing, snow flurries, anyways, I think there was 5 cars there: Dean Benjamin, Jack Kralik, myself, and 2 other cars. And anyways, I ended up winning the trophy dash. I got a hot dog, and I won the feature, and I got a trophy. So that was actually my first one, but that didn't count. My first feature came at Chillicothe, Ohio, at Atomic Speedway, and it was in July, and I thought it was a year, but maybe it was 2 years to when I started, and I beat George Harbor.
And from there, the rest is pretty much history, right?
Yes, it is. Then we just started going and picking up rides, and like I said, I met some fantastic people along the way, and just got a lot of breaks, and just being at the right place at the right time, I guess.
Well, back-to-back USAC championships, and I'm sure those are special, but how special is it to be able to go into that big of an organization and not just do it once, but go back-to-back years?
Well, we got the glory for it, which so did Bob Hampshire. I know with Bob and I, we just worked really, really good together, and we had a car. We nicknamed her Old Gussie, and I'm telling you, the three of it wasn't that car made Bob and I both look good, and to win the championship in '86 and '87 against all the greatest USAC drivers there was at the time, I was really, really fortunate. But I think one of the neatest things that they did is, in the Silver Crown, they had the Triple Crown, which would have been the Indianapolis, the Hoosier 100, the Tony Bettenhausen out at Springfield 100, and the Ted Ord 100 out at DeQuoin, Illinois, and they called that the Triple Crown. Well, in 1986, I won the Triple Crown for the Silver Crown races over there, and when I did, there's only been 3 racers, the late, great Jimmy Bryan, Al Unser Sr., and myself, and to have my name with those 2 guys is just amazing.
So speaking of famous drivers that your name is associated with, your favorite driver on and off the track?
Well, it had to be my dad, of course, Johnny Beaver and I was really, really good friends, We went out to California with Rick Ferkel and hung out with him for a year, and Steve Kinder, we'd go partying with him a little bit and everything. But, my dad was definitely my favorite. My brother, he raced a little bit, but Dad was kind of my hero and everything. And growing up, I was kind of a Pernelli Jones fan, too. I liked old Calhoun in '98 back in '63 when he won Indy, and Paige Jones and PJ, both great kids, Dave Darling. I got along with everybody, and we liked everybody, but Pop was probably still my favorite driver.
All right, so of today's drivers, who do you think is one of the gutsiest and maybe a little bit of a favorite of Jack Hewitt?
I'm going to have to go with Kyle Larson. I see him getting anything, and he come back to Eldora, and he had a couple of when he won the 3 of them at Eldora during the 4 Crown. He had a couple of them cause of crashes, and a couple cars screwed up in front of him, and he won the race. Don't make no difference when the checkered flag draw. So that kind of kicked it back a little bit. But then I never did any of that the first time I was ever at Eldora Speedway. And you just watch him getting anything. He can kind of go anywhere and do anything. And he's probably one of my favorites right now.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might go there. Tim even said that if I got you started about the Kyle Larson stuff, that we might have to make this a really long program. So
yeah.
We may have to move on just a little bit from that. I don't want to keep you forever, and the guys are going to run out of practice time at some point. But with this year going the way that it is, and racing not being as plentiful to go to or to even watch hardly until just recently, what are you looking forward to seeing this year that at a point may have been something that might have gotten canceled?
Well, I just right now what's going to happen when you can go to any race is just going to be fantastic. I mean, to me, this year, I guess I would put in perspective as going to, if you all went to an all-boys school, and never got to go to see the girls anywhere, and that's what this is with racing. It just, you might be learning something or doing something, but it's not what you really want to be doing, You got to be where the action's at, and when you come from a racing family and all the people around that we know, my friends and everybody that loves the races, Um, we're a family. It says we're a racing family, and we are. And you know, it's like right now we can't go to any reunions, or not very many of them, anyways.
Well, that was kind of part of my question. Are there any events that we think are maybe going to go ahead and go forward this year that we're definitely going to see Jack at, and that you're really looking forward to going and watching?
Well, you know, and you wouldn't believe this because you know, well, like I say, and then after what they did with Kyle, NASCAR definitely not on my list. You know, Ryan Newman, I still like it because of him and a few of the short track racers and everything. But NASCAR, when they get political. But anyway, I really, really like the truck race at Eldora, and I haven't heard anything about whether they're doing it. They've canceled the Dream already. You know, we'll definitely do the World or the King's Royal, and possibly the World 100. Skip, he keeps wanting me to come up to Attica, and if we get a chance, we're going to try to do that this year. The Four Crown, my favorite race of the year. I still hope they have that race this year, and then you just don't know. We just pop up, and if we did, well, my nephew's running right now too, Little Dallas, and we'll probably be going and watching him different places. So it's hard to say. If just we get a wild hair, we'll go to the races.
That's outstanding, and I hope you let us know so we can let the fans know where they can come and see you. I know you do a lot of different things where you have a lot of different memorabilia and different things for sale. Tell us a little bit about that and how that got started and how you keep it going.
Well, for a lot of years I haven't had any T-shirt or anything like that. But last year, this kid down in Texas came out with "You're damn right, I'll do an interview" T-shirt, and I got to thinking, you know, and like we won a couple races in our career, and we've crashed a lot, and usually the people remember the crashes, but the thing that I'm ever going to be known for is my interview with Dan Laycock out at Macon, Illinois, against the flagman, you know, against old Billy Shipman, and that's what I'm going to be known for. I mean, whether I like it, whether I don't, Jody and I, we just come up with some KMD shirts, and we had to kind of candy coat a little bit, and on the bottom of it, we put "Keep Moving Dirt." But the real fat race fans really know what it means, and we've had a lot of fun with that, you know. So we had some KMD shirts made up, and we got some Four Crown pictures after the waterfall picture. After all these years, Jody went and finally we got with Steve Remington, and he gave us permission, so we went and got some of those pictures made up with the cars, all 4 cars on the waterfall there at Ludlow Falls, Ohio. And then we got some of the KMD stickers, and of course we still got that book that Augerbright did with me.
Well, yeah, and Tim sent me a bunch of that information about that. But tell the fans where they can get all of that stuff, because it's a great memorabilia, and a real race fan does know what that means. I am one of those. And thank you for keeping this a family show. I appreciate that greatly.
Well, I do my best. I can when I have to, let me tell you.
Yeah, but tell us where we can get all that, and then we'll wrap things up here and let you get to it. Like I said, once again, man, I really appreciate you being on here. Where can the fans find all of the stuff that you have for sale right now?
It's at Dewitt, DEWIT, J Hewitt at gmail.com.
All right. Well, we will get that posted on the Dirt Racing Network's page so the fans can just direct link right to it. Jack, I am beyond thrilled to have had you on the show. I hope I can get you back again very soon. I want to tell Tim Nichols a really big thank you for getting you on here. But thank you very much, sir, for being on with us tonight. I hope you had a good time.
I had a ball, and you know, the only thing I want to tell you, you only had me about 15 minutes. They always ask me, do you mind doing a short interview? And I tell them, I said, well, I don't know. I've never did a short one. So,
well, we'll get you back again.
I'm not short anymore.
Well, we'll get you back again. We've got a couple of events coming up I know about. I'll get Tim to get a hold of you. We'll work it out where we can get you back on the show. But always a pleasure to have a legend such as yourself talking with us and talking dirt racing. It is fantastic, and I greatly, greatly appreciate you being here, and I'm sure the fans have enjoyed it too. Thank you very much, Jack.
Well, good luck to everyone racing tonight, and have fun, everyone. And happy Memorial Day.
All right. Thank you, sir, and you have a happy Memorial Day too. Hopefully we'll talk to you again very, very soon.
Thanks, Rod. Bye,
All
Rod.
right. Good night. All right, guys, that was a ton of fun. These guys are wrapping up practice. I don't know, Dom, Barry, you guys listening to the interview there on the page?
I'm watching it on closed caption.
He is a
hear you,
blast.
Jack.
Yeah, he is
Yes.
a blast to have on. That is a fantastic person. It's the first time I've ever gotten to talk to him, and that was great. I wish we had more time. I had 100 more questions I probably could have asked him. But these guys are wrapping up practice right here. Great Lakes Sim Racing Series tonight. Pre-race show, maybe kind of taking the show here. We got 20 cars checked in for this one, a little bit of a smaller field than we're used to, and with the Memorial Day weekend, and I do hope everybody remembers why we celebrate Memorial Day is a very, very important thing. Never, ever forget that. But these guys are going to go to qualifying, and what that is going to do is that's going to get us to do our pre-race ceremonies. So we will go and do that.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, I'd like to thank the Foleys for our invocation tonight and for our national anthem. Great friends of the Dirt Racing Network. These guys are about to wrap up qualifying right now. Mason Hannigan atop the pylon, Mike Keegan, Travis Oldfield, Chris Verda, and Max Stambaugh. Mad Max breaking into the top five. Looking like maybe we're going to have a little bit of a short night tonight. What do you think, Dom? A little bit of a smaller field than we're used to. Quick night tonight, 3 heat races maybe?
Oh, yeah. No more than that.
Well, that'll be okay. We'll still go through the night. We're still going to do it. I accidentally closed the points page. I'm going to try to dig that up as we get through the night here and go through the points. But I had it up, and when I went to click over to it, I clicked the X instead of the maximize again, and that is a big no-no. You don't do that. Especially if you want to read something, you don't do that.
No doubt.
All right, let's get down here. Let's get through our starting lineup real quickly. Got to get this thing to start auto-apply, and I don't like that very much. On a pole for heat race number 1, our Kistler Racing Products heat race. The Flint Hamilton Trucking HBM number 39 from Coldwater, Michigan, Tyler Rankin. And on his outside, the Greg Dahlman Racing Sandbagger Sim team. He comes to us from Pampa, Florida. It is Mad Max Stambaugh. Row 2 on the inside. The Car Crafters Toppertown number 38 out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Travis Oldfield. And on his outside, the Ultimate Dirt TV Tim Sims. Black Diamond Motorsports number 1 out of Pittsboro, Indiana, the Little Hurricane Mason Hannigan. Row 3 inside, the Emily Oil Turbotals, Connor Morrell Racing out of Bradenton, Florida. It's Connor Morrell, the 20. It's actually the 0 car, I believe, not the 28. I wish that we could fix that. It confuses me every time. And on his outside, the hornblasters.com, number 44 of Donald Swanson out of Trenton, Michigan. The fourth row on the inside, the 56 car Randy Shreves. On his outside, the Black Mechanical United States Air Force, Sergeant MacArthur Racing, Jackson, Michigan's number 4 car, Cameron MacArthur. And on the back row by himself, going to be Jared Hortzman in the 17 car. So Hortzman not making the call for the heat race, and this would have been his second week, if I'm not mistaken, right, Barry?
Yeah, he was over in Plymouth Speedway this afternoon doing a little testing tune, so he was hustling to get back home.
Ah, okay.
So probably going to join in here shortly.
Well, we've got it set up for 2 heat races, splitting this field pretty much down the middle, it looks like. 18 cars making time for qualifying only, and they split that right up the gut. Cars starting to roll out onto the speedway. Couple of pace laps. They'll get formed up 2 by 2. Get ready to go green flag racing right here. Kistler Racing Products. Heat race number 1 on the track. A lot of different things going on. We're going to have plenty of stuff to talk about. This is going to be a quick night, but we're trying to get it all in. I know next week, round number 5 coming up. You guys are going to be getting closer to your halfway point.
Yeah.
No new changes, right?
Next week.
Yep, that's what I understand. Volusia for round number 5. No new changes. No new. Oops, sorry, poking the wrong button here. I won't do that again. All right, green flag imminent out of turn number 4 because the lights are off on the pace truck. He will hop outside of turn number 3 right here, and that'll turn the field over to the 39 car of Tyler Rankin. Rankin going to bring us out of turn 4, and we will be underway this evening. There's your green flag. Great Lakes Sim Racing Series is underway. Heat race number 1. And Rankin gets bamboozled right off the start. Up to the top side, Max Stambaugh. In a car I have not seen Max in yet this year. 42 machine. He jumps to the quick lead. Rankin right behind him. It was a little bit of a battle with MacArthur for a second there. And then that kind of settled out. And Shreves is now going to go around the high side of MacArthur. He takes away third. Oldfield, 38 car, went around the high side right behind Shreves. That's going to move MacArthur back to 5th. Morrell 6th. Swanson and Hannigan. Mason Hannigan way behind these guys. But out in front, it is all Max Stambaugh right now. Rankin trying to give chase. Both cars on the top side of the speedway. 4 laps to go this time by. Now MacArthur back to 4th, trying to work his way around Travis Oldfield down on the inside. Slides up, and Oldfield uses up way more track than was available. I don't think that's going to bring out a caution because everybody got clear of him. All right, now 2 laps to go. Still Stambaugh in front of Rankin. Oldfield in 3rd. Swanson running 4th after all of the interaction between MacArthur and Shreves. Everybody shuffled from that way back. White flag out over the speedway. Stambaugh, Rankin, Oldfield have distanced themselves here, and there goes Mason Hannigan trying to make a bid for that 4th transfer spot. Don't know if he's going to be able to do it off the top side at the line. It's Hannigan in front of Swanson. So Stambaugh, Rankin, Oldfield, Hannigan, Swanson, MacArthur, Morrell, Shreves. The finishing order. Quick heat race there.
Yes, sir.
We'll get ready to go down here. Second and final heat race of the night. Engler Machine and Tool. Heat race number 2, gridding out at the end of pit road. And on the pole, the Shinderly Properties, Shinderly Motorsports, number 41 out of Berkeley, Michigan, Thomas Shinderly, the pilot. On his outside, you told me it's Elida Machine and Tool, right? Elida Machine and Tool.
Elida.
The number 11 car out of Elida, Ohio, David Diller, row 2 on the inside. The Real Geese Wicked Cushion Number 3 out of El Raya. I don't even know. Elyria, Ohio. Is that right? Elyria, Ohio. Hooked on phonics. Works for me. Chris Verda, the pilot on that one. On his outside, the McFadden Weld number X. Out of Fremont, Ohio, Mike Keegan. Row 3 on the inside, the 24 car, Danny Sams. And to his outside, Demelling CMF Skills Gaming. Vanderpool Racing, number 27 out of Parma, Michigan, Brad Lamberson. In the 4th row on the inside, a 12 car, Sam Whitty. And on his outside, the Sofa King Fast Sports Team. Number 6 from Fredericktown, Ohio, Tyler Street. And that will give us our starting lineup. We'll get ready to go green here out of turn number 4. Not sure what happened there. Some kind of uh-oh button, but we'll ignore it as everything looks like it's working perfectly. Pace truck headed outside, turn number 3. Is Dom with us tonight? I haven't heard him yet.
Yeah, he's there.
All right, buddy. Well, the green flag is in the air. We're racing. I tried to go to you a little earlier, Dom, and I didn't hear anything. I thought maybe you're having microphone trouble like you were the other night.
No, I just must have missed you. Sorry about that, Roger.
All good, buddy. Just glad you're here. And a big scramble out of turn 2. Big slide job in 3. That is not going to work out well. I saw Chris Verda's car take a nasty shot in the tail tank coming out of turn number 4. Slide job from Sams, and Sams took it all the way up there. Verda jumps it over the cushion. I think he saw the 224 car coming, and he backs it into the fence. So our first caution comes on the first lap of heat race number 2. We'll get our running order squared away here just a second. I believe Chris Verda's car off the track. So it's Schinderly, Diller, Keegan, Sams, Lamberson, Whitty, Street, and then the 3 car, Chris Verda. He's going to make it into the show. They just got to have enough time to take that thing back to the work area and probably go ahead and drag out the backup car.
Yeah.
Get all the panels back on it now. Verda back on track, comes flying out of pit road and joins the back of the field. Probably a little steam rolling out from underneath that helmet right now, if I had to venture a small guess. Yeah, got 6 laps to get it back up there towards the front. The Pro Grade Graphics number 41 machine of Thomas Schinderly up in the front right now. Lights are off on the pace track. We'll be going green. 6 laps still left in the heat race. Schinderly, Diller, and Keegan. Mike Keegan, former winner in the series. And so far we're 4 for 4, right?
We're 3 for 3. Tonight's number 4.
Oh, that's right. 3 for 3. So we're 3 for 3, looking to get 4 for 4. So if we don't have a repeat tonight, we can keep that streak alive. Green flag back in the air. Schinderly, Diller, and Keegan bring us across the first time. And Diller wasted no time. Looked at the slider line in 1 and 2. Couldn't make it work. That's going to let Schinderly stay out front. Schinderly down a lane. Lets Diller have the high side. And now new leader, David Diller, the 11 car, goes around the top side. Used the open window. And he got there. And here comes Mike Keegan as Schinderly has moved that car down a lane. I don't know if he's realized it yet or not, but that is not where you want to be. The fast line is up around the top. And he's going to hang on to third in front of Danny Sams. He's going to have to get the 41 machine back up front. The battle about to shape up for the lead. 3 laps to go. Diller with Keegan nearly pushing him around. Keegan goes for the slider line in 1 and 2. All the way up. Little bump in the tail tank right there. Mike Keegan, your new leader. 2 to go. Keegan, Diller, Schinderly, Sams, Whitty, Street. Oh, Danny Sams' car. We just put the camera on him, and he is going to take a wild ride through turns 3 and 4. Down, got the right rear up over the top, and he found that outside wall. That is a very dangerous spot. You put anything up over the top of the track right there in turn 4, and you are going to find a whole lot of concrete on the other side of it.
Yeah, I was watching during practice. A lot of drivers having trouble going up over that corner there in 3 and 4.
It's kind of an optical illusion a little bit. Now, once the lights come up and the color of the track changes a little, but everything the last couple of feet up that banking is the same color, and once you go over the top, it's the same color. So a little difficult to judge exactly where you need to place that right rear, and we may see that a few times tonight. Same thing in turn 2. I don't know how it happens, but guys inevitably seem to, right in the middle of turns 1 and 2, get the right rear up over the top, and down towards the trees they go.
Makes it a little bit more entertaining when
It's definitely more exciting. It's nice to have a track that does not have outside walls on it. I will say that. All right, lights are off on the pace truck. 2 laps to go. Engler Machine and Tool heat race number 2 just about to come to a close. Keegan, Diller, Shinderly, Whitty, Street, Verda, Lamberson, and Sams in that order. We'll let that pace truck jump outside turn 3, and when these guys get down to turn 4, they are going to get the green and the white flag at the same time.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Keegan. Oh, big slide job from Whitty. Whitty tried to get Diller right there, and he couldn't do it. Mike Keegan looks like he's going to win heat 2. David Diller, Sam Whitty, Thomas Shinderly, Lamberson, Sams, Verda, and Street in the finishing order. These guys are going to get ready to move right ahead. They're going to have a quick dash. At least that is what I was told pre-race, is that we will have a quick dash. And then they will get ready to move on.
To a slow dash?
Well, I'm going to have to see what happens, because they're going to have a 10-minute session here, and he said he was only going to take the winners and put them in a dash, and he only had 2, so I'm trying to see exactly what they're going to do with that. Circumstances change when you don't get your expected car count.
Yeah, it does.
So we will see if these guys are going out here as a dash, if they're going to line up, how that's going to go. Mike Keegan, Max Stambaugh, Tyler Rankin, and I want to say David Diller.
So they taking 1 and 2s?
I think they took first and second. They're going to bring them out. I don't even think he told me how many laps it was.
It should be 4. That's what it should be.
That will be a lot of fun. Quick dash. Like I said, a quick dash. We can't have a slow dash. Everything's got to be quick. All right. Top 2 from each heat race are about ready to go green. They are green. Tonight's trophy dash underway. Max Stambaugh leading Mike Keegan. Tyler Rankin got the car way out of shape. That moves him back to 4th. Now Keegan around the inside of Stambaugh down into turn 3. He brings it to the high side. Mike Keegan leads lap number 1. Stambaugh right back on him. Slider line in 1 and 2. Couldn't hang on to it. Keegan back around. Diller running in 3rd. Rankin off the top side out the back door. 2 laps down, 2 laps to go. Keegan back to the front. Good checkup from Stambaugh, and he cut it down to the inside. Stambaugh with the slider line in turn 4, and he gets across the nose. Keegan gets into the back rim. This should be our white flag lap right here. David Diller up to 2nd. Keegan's back to 3rd, and Rankin a distant 4th. But out of turn 4, Max Stambaugh, David Diller, Mike Keegan, and then Tyler Rankin, and that's how the front 2 rows for our feature will line up. And with our dash in the bag, I'll let everybody check out this.
the town got a country swagger. Keep the music turned up and got booze like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt the drain. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star.
All right, big shout out to Tim Nichols over at Tim Sims, great supporter of Dirt Racing Network, sim racing in general, one of the sponsors for Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Make sure we get all the sponsors mentioned here. Beacon and Bridge, Advanced Heating and Air, Midland Steel, Tim Sims, Wicked Cushion Esports, Super Clean, Kistler Racing Products, Campbell Performance Specialty Fuels, Hoosier Tires, and Engine Pros. Engine Pros still doing the Lucky Dog draw tonight? Oh, wait, Barry, hang on. Don't say nothing. Hang on. I got you all jacked up there. Okay, I got you fixed. Still having the Lucky Dog draw?
Yes.
All right.
Engine Pro Lucky Dog.
All right. Well, we are going to grid out for our... Whoa, that was loud. No, Trevor, it is not. You have to listen closer. I guarantee you that is not what he said. All right. Feature time. 35 laps. And as soon as they start to roll out, I'm going to let you guys have your picks real quick. I think we're going to see a repeat winner this for the first time this year. But on the pole, Mad Max Stambaugh, the 42 machine. Saw him pick up the win in the dash. So he starts on the outside of row number, or the inside of row number 1 on his outside. Going to be the X machine of Mike Keegan. Row 2. Tyler Rankin on the inside, David Diller. It's actually going to be reversed. It's going to be David Diller on the inside of that row and Tyler Rankin on the outside. Row 3 will be Travis Oldfield, Sam Whitty, Mason Hannigan, and Thomas Schinderly in row number 4. Row 5, Donald Swanson and Brad Lamberson. Row 6 will be Cameron MacArthur and Danny Sams. Row 7 is going to be Alan Morrell and Chris Verda. And then Randy Shreves and Tyler Street in row number 8. And on the back row is supposed to be Jared Hortzman. I do believe he is actually here. He's going to start in the feature. He's going to start dead on the field. So while these guys get one more pace lap in, let's get some picks in, guys. Barry, I think I let you go first last time. I think I'll let Dom go first this time. Who's going to win it, Dom?
All right, I got to go with Mike Keegan. He was fastest in practice, second fastest in qualifying, and won his heat race. Up there towards the front on the starting order. I'm going with Mike Keegan.
All right, they're going to do their 4 wide with a missing man. A big, huge thank you to all the fans watching and to everyone who has served and did not return. Please, fans, do not forget what Memorial Day is all about. These guys will stay in this formation for a couple of laps here for you while they're doing that, and we're watching a fantastic 4 wide salute. Barry, tell us, who's your pick, buddy?
Well, if we have to have a repeat, I'm going to pick Max Stambaugh. And I'm going to call my dark horse that could come up just because he isn't happy where he's at is Chris Verda. So I know he's way back in the field, but it's 35 lap. Right? 35 laps?
35 laps. That is correct.
So
long time.
Go with Mac for the repeat.
Okay.
Back-to-back weeks.
Well, you know, he's starting on the outside of the front row right here. I'm going to go with the 11 car, David Diller, as a keeping the string alive. He is going to be our 4th series winner in 4 races. So I'm going to give Mr. Diller a shot right there. And I'm not going to pick it. I'm not going to hedge my bet, but if I was going to, I would pick that bright seafoam green colored number 38 car, Travis Oldfield. Very good at this track.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to get ready to go green right here out of turn number 4. Stambaugh, Diller on our front row. Maybe not this time. I thought they would go green that time. Okay. We'll wait for it. Maybe they'll go green the next time out of turn number 4. All right. Pretty sure we're going green this time. The field way more formed up than it was the last time around. Stambot, Dillard, Keegan, Rankin, the top 4. Green flag in the air. We are racing. Memorial Day weekend. Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. I got a message about the Tim Sims commercial. And I had to respond to that. And now he's responded back with a very funny quip. All right, so it's Stambaugh. Keegan is running third. Diller hanging in second right there. Caution for the first time. Is that Rankin's car outside turn number 1? Rankin went down. Oldfield kind of shut the door a little bit on him. Then Rankin found the outside wall. He slid the car all the way down to the catch fence. I want to say that's probably about 30 yards outside of turn number 1. He is going to get that car rolling again. And we will show you our top 10. It's Max Stambaugh. Gets this car. It looks like Schinderly is headed off track to the work area quickly.
Yeah, he might have gave Lincoln a little boost over the edge there. I thought I saw a little contact from behind.
Could have been. It's Stambaugh, Diller, Keegan, Oldfield, Rankin, Whitty, Hannigan, Schinderly just leaving the track. So then Swanson, Sams, and Lamberson rounding out that top 10. Yeah, I told him, I say he doesn't say the F word. He says it's a bucked up, like Buck Owens bucked up. And he responded to me that is extremely suggestive. And, well, I think there was some intent from the artist on that. But this is a family show, Trevor. Good to know the fans are watching, and we do appreciate you being here. We know it's a holiday weekend. If you're spending time with us, that means you love sim racing or dirt racing as much as we do, and we are very, very happy to have you here with us. Can't say enough how much we appreciate everybody tuning in. These guys are getting ready to single file up here. They're going to go green out of turn 4. Stambaugh, Diller, Keegan, the top 3. And there's my dark horse back there. Even though I said I wasn't going to pick one, old Travis Oldfield. That 38 car, he's pretty salty here at Lernerville. So we'll see what can happen up here. All the picks in the top 4, though.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, green flag back in the air. Working on lap number 7. Lap 6. So take the 2 off. He's still got about 29 laps left in this one. Slide job from Diller. Couldn't get it there. Left the lane open, and now caution one more time. Let's see. I'm not even sure who that was for. It might be for Hannigan. It couldn't be Hannigan. He's a lap down. He came through there. Now, this has already happened in front. Somebody got turned sideways enough that it triggered the caution. But they got it straightened out enough, I think, that we won't have any problem. Or we're going to have a little bit of a problem finding who that was. I don't believe the running order changed one bit. I don't think anybody had time to pass anybody. Looks like the track is getting a little thinner at the top, but the bottom looks extremely heavy to me right now. Edward Jordan, I do see the message. You know what? I will get with the powers that be on that, and I will find out. If you don't mind, make sure that you message me right here again at the Dirt Racing Network, and I will get a follow-up on that. I'm sure that I will be talking to Tim either later this evening or first thing tomorrow, and I will find out what is going on. We take all the information, we pass it along to them, and then they ship it all out. But, I know that I sent some packages to some people that live an hour and a half away from me, and it took 4 days to get there. So I probably could have walked it over there faster. I don't know what is going on with our mail system. Our transportation, I guess, is a little bit slow, but we will definitely follow up for you. We'll get you figured out. Just please PM me through the Facebook page here at Dirt Racing Network, and I will follow up on that for you for sure. All right, lights are off on the pace truck. Stambaugh, Diller, Keegan, Oldfield, Whitty, Swanson, Sams, Lamberson. As we go back through the single file order, they will go green again. 30 laps remain in this one. I think everybody is now back onto the lead lap. You got that all sorted out. I had a couple of cars that were off the lead lap for whatever reason, and they've got them all sorted out and back on the lead lap. Stambaugh stands on the gas. Mad Max Stambaugh leading us back to green and into turn one in front of David Diller. Keegan Oldfield. Whitty down on the inside tried to make that bottom work, and it looks heavy, but I think it's still just a little greasy down there. We'll see what he can do out of turn four. Tried to get there on Oldfield, couldn't do it. Best battle on the track right now. Looks like it's for fourth and fifth, and Whitty got sideways out of two. That's going to let Oldfield have some breathing room. Swanson, the 44 machine, in behind the 12, and caution on the speedway. And not for him is Hortzman. Did Hortzman? He already was off the track. I'm not sure who that one was for either.
Diller.
David Diller. David Diller.
Oh, boy.
So let's go see what happened to Mr. Diller. Looks like this is going to happen down here in turn three. Way up on the top. A little bit hot through the center of the corner. Right rear finds its way over the top of the cushion. He finds a little bit of catch fence out there.
Just a little fast. Well,
Brakes. Order brakes. Do they have those in sprint cars?
I don't use them.
I don't even know. Do they have them on a sprint car? I've never seen one.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't. I've seen them. They have brakes. Just that's a joke.
My son stopped in at Tim Sims yesterday, and my son, Giuseppe, second trip around Eldora, and I posted the video, but his first spill.
Uh-oh.
Flipped over a couple times, hit the outside wall.
Well, it was a lot cheaper than going and doing it in real life, I guarantee it.
Oh, I wouldn't be effing about it today. That would have been expensive.
All right. Well, let's get our order. Stambaugh, Keegan, Oldfield, Whitty, Swanson, Sams, Lamberson, Verda, MacArthur, and now Randy Shreves rounding out the top 10. Just about 7 laps into our Midland Steel Advanced Heat and Air feature. And the lights come back on the pace truck. We're going to be held up for one more lap at least, possibly 2. Something wrong with the lineup. Yeah, something wrong with the lineup here, it looks like, and they're going to make a couple of adjustments. Maybe trying to get Hortzman back on the lead lap. They're going to have to hurry if they're going to do that. He is 3 laps arrears of the field. 17 car sitting at the back, not taking wave around, so they should go to 1 to go this time. Lights went out on the pace truck. Looks like we are going green out of turn number 4. All right, green this time with Stambaugh and Keegan still 1-2. Oldfield and Whitty in 3rd and 4th. Back to green we go. Keegan trying to run the high side. Can he close in on Stambaugh? He's about 1/3 of a car taller on the track. Just not able to close that gap up. And there goes Oldfield to the bottom, trying to use the tacky stuff. Oldfield has second down the backstretch. He takes it into turn 3. Travis Oldfield up in front of Mike Keegan, and he's able to hang on to the spot. Wow. Keegan went back by him, car off the backside. I believe that's Thomas Schinderly's car out the backside of 2, and he has got that car rolling again. He'll rejoin the field. But Keegan took it back in 1 and 2 last time by with a great slide job. Meanwhile, Max Stambaugh 1 second out in front of these guys. He's in the center of 3 and 4 and coming up on the lap car of Jared Hortzman. Hortzman lets him go clean and free. Keegan and Oldfield still in lockstep out of turn 2. Sam Whitty, the 12 car, hanging on to 4th, but Donald Swanson trying to close in on that. Here comes the 27 car, Brad Lamberson. Moved up a couple of spots, and now he's making a challenge for the 5th spot. Whitty out of shape, gives the outside to Swanson. There goes Hortzman off the top side of 3 and 4. He brings the car back right in front of traffic, and everybody missed him. A good bit of dodging going on right there. This battle still raging. Ooh, way out of shape. Whitty gives up 2 spots, and he's going to get them both back right there. 12 car got way out of shape right before the caution. I believe Cameron MacArthur's car has taken itself way out the back door. Little contact with Danny Sams, and both cars flying out the back door and down the hill all the way to that orange catch fence that is way down there.
The Dorange fence?
Yeah, they went all the way to the bottom of the hill, folks.
They got some air out of that.
Whoa!
They were airborne down that hill.
Yeah, they took a ride, and, when it goes quiet like that, you just got to wonder, how loud is the crunch going to be when I land?
Yeah.
You know it's not
Look
good.
at that, they're driving.
Well, sometimes, Matt, takes guys a little bit of time to get settled in, and at least the caution laps aren't counting. We're going to get to see all 35 laps in green. We're getting close to the halfway point here. 14 down, still 23 to go. Stambaugh, Keegan, Oldfield, Whitty, Lamberson. And then Swanson, Verta, Shreves, Hannigan, and Street inside the top 10.
See, Verta's broke up in there.
He's trying to come forward.
Never underestimate a little steam coming out from under the helmet.
Drive angry. Sometimes it works in your favor, and sometimes, you end up down at the orange catch fence way down the hill on the backside of turn number 2. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. We'll see what he does with his aggression. Right now, he's worked his way inside the top 10. So, all right,
One
here
of the
we.
best ones I've seen drive up the temper is Phil Grussman. He got sent back to the hill twice at I-96. The first time he worked his way up into about 5th. Got tangled up with a car, caught out the caution, got sent to the tail, and drove his way up to 3rd and finished 3rd at feature. And talk about putting on a show that night.
I'm sure all the fans were completely entertained. It's always fun to watch somebody come from deep in the field and how they work their way forward, especially on a dirt track. Right now, good battle for second. Oldfield on the inside of Keegan that time out of 2, and he wasn't able to make it work. Everybody kind of migrating all over the track looking for grip. Max Stambaugh is running a line that is very unique right now. He is going into 1 and 2 down in the middle, sliding across the bottom and coming out high. And then in 3 and 4, he is just going straight to that cushion. He puts that left front tire. He enters kind of in the middle, puts the left front tire down along the grass in the middle of 1 and 2, and comes all the way out to the lip on the back stretch. And he is getting away. There goes Travis Oldfield. He had worked to the outside of Mike Keegan, and he finds the outside fence in turn number 4, and then gets clobbered by MacArthur for his efforts. Really going to go back and take a look at this. It's going to start right there at the start-finish line. We're going to go around and watch as he had gotten around Keegan and then tried the slider line, I think, here. Short slider, and he just had a little too much speed, went up over the hill, right rear into the outside fence, and then here comes the 4 car and clobbers the nose of the 38. 38 machine back in the pits. All right.
Lernerville's got just a little bit of odd shape on one end. I don't think it's...
It's not a true paper clip.
Got just a little bit of a different angle.
Well, that turn 4 closes up extremely quick, and a lot of it has to do with that wall that's out there. A lot of it's an optical illusion, but I think it's a little bit narrower right there coming out. And boy, it'll sure jump up on you in a hurry. When you got all that space to the outside of turn 2, you really can, your eyes show you that you can see a whole lot more and allows you to be a little bit freer. But as it's closing up, you think you're carrying the same amount of speed. You might even be going faster, and it's kind of an illusion. I've been out there a few times to try to run the outside of this track, and it is definitely tricky coming out of turn 4.
Now, it's like Thunderbird Speedway over in Muskegon, Michigan. Only it's turn 2 that's like that. The guys get up on top, hang it out on 3 and 4, and come around into 1 and carry that high line. And if they aren't careful, they run out of space and hit that wall.
Yeah. Oh, Stambaugh started them way early, and a whole lot of contact behind. Chris Verda had made his way up the third. We didn't go through the top 10 right there after Oldfield got into it, but we'll go back and take a look at this. I don't think Keegan got quite the start he wanted. Spun the tire a little bit, and Verda got into him, pushed him out, and backed him across the track. Chris Verda all the way to the front. Now, I think Mike spun the tires just a little bit, and the car started to hop sideways, and I think Verda had a good bite coming down the hill, and I definitely wasn't intentional, just kind of one of those racing things where both cars were in the same piece of real estate at the same time. But our top 10 has a huge shakeup in right now. It's Stambaugh, Verda, Hannigan, Shreves, Swanson, the top 5. Don Swanson's been hanging around the top 5 the entire night. Tyler Street, David Diller, Brad Lamberson, Tyler Rankin, and Connor Burrell all the way back there in the 10th position. MacArthur, Schinderly, Whitty, Sams, Keegan, Oldfield, and Hortzman. Oldfield and Hortzman both off track.
I think that's not the first that's happened to Keegan. It was the previous restart or the one before that got together with Oldfield.
Yeah, maybe just a little too much wheel spin, a little bit hard on the throttle getting to those starts. I mean, when you're the second car in line, you're trying to time it up, and if you go a little bit too quick, you run into the car in front of you. You don't go quick enough, you really try to jam that throttle down. You spin the tires, and these things will jump sideways really quick on you, especially across the slick part of the track.
I think it surprised him when he saw Max go, and he just got on it. And just enough sliding, and Verda was right behind him, so... And he was a little bit lower. I think he's getting the bite off that bottom.
Yeah. So we'll restart here with about 15 laps to go. Stambaugh, Verda, Hannigan. Stambaugh trying to change it up a little bit, and Verda looked to the outside on the restart, but Stambaugh able to stave him off. Keeps the lead down the backstretch at least the first time through. Hannigan took a look inside of Verda when Verda went to the top side of 1 and 2. He's not able to do anything with Chris Verda. Right behind that, Randy Shreves, the 56 car, deep in this field when it started. There goes Verda out the back door of turn number 2. Keeps the car rolling. He'll rejoin the field, but he is going to have his work cut out for him again. He's going to go way to the back one more time. Try to make this go. So it's Stambaugh, Hannigan, Shreves, Tyler Street up to the 4th spot. Don Swanson still in 5th, and we had caution again. Whitty's car looks like he's very slow to get through turns 1 and 2, and he was up here inside, and little contact with that 3 car of Verda. He gets sideways in front of Oldfield and Sams. He's able to keep the power down and keep the car running. So under caution. So we'll sort this one all out and see. I think there's very little change on the top 10 other than Verda went out the back door a couple of laps ago. It's still Stambaugh, Hannigan, Shreves, Street, Swanson, Diller, Lamberson, Morrell, Schinderly now back in the top 10, and Cameron MacArthur rounding that out.
Yeah, Mason Hannigan, he moved up. He started back in the field, didn't he?
Yeah, he started pretty deep. I want to say he started in the last 2 rows. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. So he's worked his way up. He must have just followed Chris Verda right up through the field.
I think he kept himself out of all the incidents so far, and that's helped him a lot. Yeah.
Well, guys, he was also the fastest qualifier, so he's got some speed. He just hasn't been able to show it yet.
Well, now he can. He's got a little bit of advantage following Max as long as these cautions come out.
Caution lights still on. Lights still on our pace truck. Track getting pretty slick near the top. Looks like there's a very little cushion up there to work with right now, especially in 3 and 4.
Yeah, they keep blowing it off.
So the lights off on the pace track. We're going green again. 12 laps of racing remain. Watch the guys come down here into turns 3 and 4. Stand by. On the throttle once again. Keeps some single file through the start-finish line. He is going to hang on to position number 1. Hannigan went way to the bottom. Left front tire hanging over the grass. He keeps position 2. Now Shreves has got company. He's got Tyler Street and Don Swanson right there behind him. That'll be a battle for the final podium spot. Tyler Street only mentioned his name a couple of times tonight. He broke into the top 10 about the midway point. And now he is up here battling for third with Shreves. Good run for Mr. Street. And there comes David Diller after an early incident. He's back inside the top 5, battling with Swanson for that 5th spot right now. Had it for just a second. He may have it coming out of turn 4. Yes, he does. Move David Diller back into the top 5. Ooh, a little bit of a pushy, shovey situation right there on the entrance to turn 1. That allows Lamberson to go 2 for 1 on the top side. Move Brad Lamberson into the top 5. Here comes the 27 car late in the race. Stambaugh still out in front, 3/4 of a second over Hannigan, who went to the top side of 1 and 2 and lost more ground. Lost a couple of tenths. I think he had to slow that car down because it almost went up and over the top. Randy Shreves now has spaced himself out about 7 or 8 car lengths in front of Tyler Street. Street still 4th, and Lamberson trying to work the top side, runs 5th. Would love to get up here and get on the podium, but right now, Max Stambaugh, 6 laps to go. Down to 0.8 of a second. Hannigan now starting to make up some time. Hannigan right on the rim through 3 and 4. Takes it into 1 and 2. Takes it right back up against the cushion one more time. Not able to make up any ground. Looks like he's holding station. Just can't close in. Randy Shreves still
Staying low in 1 and 2.
Yeah, he is running a very unique line getting in there. That car's really working well right now through the bottom of 1 and 2. He's found something there. He's going to have 3 to go this time out of turns 3 and 4. Lap traffic not going to become a factor. We're going to run out of laps before we get to the 12 car of Sam Whitty. Well, maybe not. They may get there on the last lap, but 2 to go this time by Stambaugh. Hannigan, Shreves still the top 3. Watching Max Stambaugh. Hannigan's closed up another 10th, but I think he's out of time unless Stambaugh makes a big mistake. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap of racing. Max Stambaugh to the bottom of 1 and 2. 3/4 of a second lead. He is going to sail it off into the top side of turns 3 and 4. He sees the checkered flag. Repeat winner for the first time this season here at the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Max Stambaugh picking up the victory. Hannigan and Shreves are going to round out the podium. We'll try to grab those guys up and get them up here. Talk to them for interviews real quickly. We'll let them get pulled around on the front stretch.
Nice bit of racing there after everybody settled down a little bit, 3 and 4.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, everybody settled down just a little bit and brought it on through. We'll get our winner to get his car in here into victory lane. Mason Hannigan and Randy Shreves will pull around on the front stretch as well. We will give you guys a interview with them as Mad Max going to take it in, pull it up on that podium right there. We find a really good camera angle for these guys. It is tough. Here we do not have a great camera angle for this one. It doesn't look good anyway. I am just rolling through the cameras looking for one, guys. Sorry about that. I Do not have an interview camera built for this track, and I need to get that done one of these days.
Well, Max found the podium, though.
Hey, that's a good thing. It's great when the guys can find the podium. We'll get Mr. Shreves in here in just a second. All right, let's get him in the channel. Let me get his level fixed before I ever bring him in, because I am sure he is on a low level right now. Here we go. Randy Shreves, can you take yourself off of away for us? Hello, Mr. Shreves. Very top left corner. Looks like a briefcase. If you would click that so we can chat with you, that would be greatly appreciated, sir. There you are.
You got me?
I got you now, Randy. Great run tonight.
All right.
Third for you. Talk to us about racing here with the Great Lakes guys and this third place finish.
Well, this is definitely a fun league. Definitely some good competition. Just awesome racing. Both times I've raced, I've definitely had a lot of fun.
Well, it looked like a lot of action out there. Guys racing close. Some guys, finding their way off the top side with no outside wall. You pick your way through there. You end up third. You had a little bit of a challenge late in the race there, man. All the restarts. How much nerves did you have, especially with that last restart?
Yeah, it was definitely a little nerve-wracking. The track was really, really slick. I was just trying to keep it clean as possible. Had an awesome race with Mason and Tyler Street right there behind me. Just fun.
All right, man. Well, a third place finish tonight. Got to feel good. Is this your first week with these guys?
Yes, it is. I went into the qualifier, made it, and it's my first one with you guys.
All right, man. Well, tell us who helps you get it done, who's on the car with you, and we'll let you celebrate a great run, your first venture out with the Great Lakes guys.
Definitely want to thank Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, Dave Ward at Works Graphics for my awesome paint jobs, Jessup Logistics, Speed World Hobbies, you guys for putting this on. It's just awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you next week, bud.
Yes, sir.
Nice job, Randy.
Your third place finisher, Randy Shreves. Let's grab this guy and get him in here. I'm trying to remember. I want to say it's like the low pressure system or what? Oh no, that's right. It's the little Hurricane. Mason Hannigan. Mason, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. A good run tonight. You made your way up to second. Just seemed like Max had a little bit too much going with that strange line he was running in 1 and 2. Talk to us about the race and a second place finish.
Yeah, I ran down the bottom for quite a while and felt it go away there. And I felt like I couldn't run it anymore, so I figured I'd do a little bit of searching there and see if I could gain on him any. And I really couldn't. He was just really quick all night. And I tried to run the top there, and I felt like I'd gain on him, but then I'd lose on him there in 3 and 4. So it was a good run, but good win to Max and good run.
Well, you said the track changed. About how long did it take for you to lose the bottom there?
I think really it was all the way about with 10 to go. It started to go away, I felt like, and he could hit the bottom really good. So I don't think it went away for him, but I felt like it kind of went away from me running it like I did, and so I just kind of went up to the top and tried the middle and tried everything, but it felt pretty good in the top 1 and 2 and top in 3 and 4, but just couldn't gain on him.
All right, man. Well, still a fantastic run. Who's on the car helping you get it done? We'll let you go celebrate.
Black Diamond Motorsports, you for broadcasting it, or for putting the league up and having fun.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us.
Nice job, Mason.
We appreciate it, sir. We look forward to seeing you later this week.
Thank you.
Second place driver, Mr. Mason Hannigan. I kid him a lot. Good kid. I always enjoy having interviews with him. But we'll get our winner up here. We will grab Mr. Standby. Mad Max, you got a copy.
Yep, I got you.
All right, buddy. Well, you come out, you win the heat, you win the dash, and pretty much dominated the feature, man. Talk to us about the racing tonight and how much did the track change for you?
Track changed pretty good. You know, I think when it got slick, that benefited me. Pretty happy, I guess. I don't know. I went testing today at Plymouth with Jared Horseman in the slick, and we were talking, and I took everything he told me today into this game tonight and got the W.
That's almost as good as all the other weeks we've had you. That's good stuff, man. Well, you're the first repeat winner in the series, so tell us how special is that for you, and are you looking to seal up this championship?
Yeah, hopefully. You know, Barry did a good deal by putting this on for everybody. One thing about Barry, he always does it for the racers, whether it's online, real life, or, you know, delivering fuel for people. So, you know, I respect that, Barry. And Roger, what you do with the broadcast is pretty cool too. You got a lot of people tuning in for this.
Well, we're happy to have they tune in to watch you guys race. They definitely do not tune in to hear me talk. So it's all about you guys. Who's on the car this week? Because that is a little bit different paint than I'm used to seeing you in. And we'll let you celebrate a hard-earned victory tonight, bud.
Yeah, I changed it up a little bit this week. My buddy Finley got a win last night at Mare in the late model, so I figured I'd run his car on here. Just want to thank Sam Bagger Sim Team, Jared Horseman Racing, Greg Dahlman Racing. You know, he's always there for moral support. And, you know, Mom and Dad for keeping it real.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Go ahead, Barry.
Nice job, Max. Good run. You had it tonight for sure.
Thank you, Barry.
All right, buddy. We look forward to seeing you later on this week, sir.
We will see you.
All right. Your winner tonight, Mr. Max Stammo. Let's run through the results here for this one. Stambaugh picks up the win. Hannigan comes home second. Shreves in third. Street was fourth. Brad Lamberson fifth. Mike Keegan comes home in sixth place tonight. Connor Morrell in seventh. Eighth to Donald Swanson. David Diller was ninth. Tyler Rankin comes home 10th, 11th to Danny Sams. Thomas Schinderly in 12th, 13th to Chris Verda. Cameron MacArthur in the 14th spot. Sam Whitty was 15th, 16th to Travis Oldfield. And Jared Hortzman shows up late and does not have a whole lot of luck. He runs 17th in the feature tonight. All in all, not a horrible night of racing. Pretty good finish there, Barry. We're looking forward to going to Volusia next week.
Yes. And tonight's Engine Pro Lucky Dog is Thomas Schinderly, finishing 12th.
And there we go. He will get the Engine Pro Lucky Dog draw. Do we know who Hard Charger was yet? I don't have the start and finish results. I just have the finish results.
I will probably announce that night when I post the...
All right, we'll put that on the Facebook page with the results. But that is going to do it for us tonight. A good race, especially the last about 10, 12 laps there. Pretty good run and a lot of challenges going on. This is a tough place without that extra bit of security of the outside wall. We saw a few cars get off the top. But all in all, a good night. We appreciate everybody spending their time on Memorial Day weekend with us. Guys, please remember what this is about, why we celebrate Memorial Day. It is a very important holiday for everyone, not just those who have served, but those who have not, because it is a reflection back to those who did and did not make it home. So please take some time to reflect on that. Spend time with your family. Have a good time. Get some cookouts in tomorrow. And then we're all back to it. I'm just glad that we're getting to go to some races now because a lot of places are starting to open up. And I missed my chance last night. Stayed at the family get-together just a little bit too long, and we decided to not make the trek out. And I wish that I had because they rained out today. They got rain overnight, got about an inch and a half, and it just destroyed what they had worked on for the track, I guess. And so they had to cancel that entire thing. So I'm looking forward to in a couple of weeks.
Michigan got some good news this weekend. Merritt Speedway got a full night of racing in last night with about 1,000 fans on hand, and they're back at it again tonight. So that's good news for our sprint car guys because I'm looking to try to get something up there here in the next few weeks.
Well, that'll be awesome. I'm sure you'll keep us surprised right here every week until you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. I appreciate Dom, Barry, you guys being here with me. It was great to have Jack Hewitt to open up with the pre-race show. Always a gentleman, and he was a lot of fun to have in. I'm very, very happy that we were able to get him, and I can't wait to get him back But that is going to do it for us tonight here for the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Appreciate everybody being here. For Mike Peterson and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, guys, until the next time, keep it dirty, everybody. Good night.